Oh, I think I was muted. I think I was muted. Hey, it's Devin here with Ground Force Metal Detecting, and I am live. My microphone up here. I think my sound should be on and good. How's everybody going tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody going? How are you going tonight? No, hopefully you're staying. So the idea here is to talk about anything metal detecting. Let's see, moderation. Close that. Let's see. Can you hear me okay? If anyone is out there. So I want to talk about some things here metal detecting. I got my headphones today. Whew, boy, they are shiny, brand new. The XP WSA XL ST. XL ST. They're a little tighter. You know, I thought the XLs, my XLs on my regular XLs are kind of floppy. Maybe that's just because they're new, but I kind of, I didn't like wear out the other ones. They were just kind of floppy when they were new. These are nice and tight. Very comfortable, super comfortable. And oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I can't wait. I powered them up. I did the update. Okay, updated them, powered up, made sure it works. Works great. Went just threw a couple of coins in front of the coil just because I wanted to hear it. And oh man, it is cool. It is really cool. Sounds really cool. I have no idea, other than watching everybody else. I know that they do some really cool stuff, and maybe here in the next couple of weeks I'll get out and learn them enough to make a video. Now, I was looking into some ways that you could actually get the stereo sound into the video, which is going to be tough. If you have the WS6, I think I might need to buy the WS6 to actually do it, just because it has headphone output. Now, I might be able to get if I can get a pair of wired headphones that hook to my remote, or if I can get the remote to output to a wired headphone output, then I can hook that to a recorder. That I think might work. So anyway, the Manticore 2D screen. Now I got my Manticore right here. I guess should be like holding a metal detector, huh? So anyway, the 2D screen, okay? A lot of people think they look at that screen and they think the shape of the blip is kind of related to the shape of the target. Not the case. Not the case at all. The Manticore doesn't tell you the shape of the target. No metal detector tells you the shape of the target. The 2D screen, what it's doing is left to right, of course, is your VDI, okay, from left to right. And wherever that blip falls left to right corresponds to the number, the VDI. You've already got the number, but the blip illustrates it visually. Now, if you've got a nice tight little circle, that means that the detector is only detecting that one VDI. But if you've got a blob going horizontally, it means the detector is detecting multiple VDIs on that target, and the number is the average. So therefore, say you get a 50, but you've got a blob going across this way, means the detector is detecting anything from 45 to 55, and it's giving you the blob. Hey, this is not a one VDI target. This is like a hodgepodge of VDI. Same thing with up and down, north and south, but that corresponds to the Ferris property of the target. Okay, so Ferris property. means to the easiest way to think about that is something has a ferrous property if it's attracted to a magnet. Now, the detector is not actually detecting whether that target's attracted to a magnet, but it's the same properties that it is detecting. Okay, so when it hits the target, okay, it's detecting the likelihood that that target has ferrous content, iron content. And if it detects no iron content at all, then it's going to be on that center line, good target, right? No iron content, right? This thing's, say you had a pure silver coin or a 90% silver coin, it's going to be nice and tight on that center line, up and down, and left and right, but up and down. Uh, and if it's say something like brass that has a ferrous, has some ferrous in it, it's, it's an alloy. Oh yeah, brass is copper and zinc, but there is some iron content in brass. You'll get some iron. Um, Say you had a, or if you have a nail and a coin right touching each other, you're going to get a vertical, probably a crooked vertical or a slanted line, because it's detecting a non-ferrous and ferrous properties, and it's detecting both of those things. So the the ovalness, or if you got a blob, right, it's telling you that there are multiple responses from that same target. It's not telling you the shape of the target. Okay, it's telling you the shape of your target response. Anyways, so now, yeah, so these lives are kind of weird, because I don't use scripts anyway, so I guess I could just come on here and just sort of do my videos live when I have one, but sometimes I have. Hey, how's it going? So we got, let's see, we got Ronald Brown, 5759. How's it going? Sniff it out. That's a cool name. How's it going? And TN, I guess Tennessee sharpshooter. I would say Tennessee. Tennessee's an awesome state, by the way. I visit there sometimes. I wouldn't say frequently, but I wish it would be more frequently. I wish I had your taxes. I know that up here in Pennsylvania, we love taxes. Or we don't love them. Pennsylvania loves taxes. We hate them. Uh, yeah, Tennessee, no state income tax. We're so jealous. Tennessee and Florida. You can't use remote and get stereo. Must have ST module. Yeah, you use the remote and get stereo. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the remote absolutely puts out stereo. Yep. You have the ST module, even the old module. You don't even need the ST module. Your regular WS6 will put out stereo just like the only thing you need is stereo headphones. Okay. Stereo headphones will work with the old WS6 module, but you can't put the WS6 on the headphones. Okay. You can't. I'm well prepared again. Okay. Old WS6 headphones. Not going to ever get stereo. Okay. But this will connect to these stereo headphones. This old WS6, okay, you can update this to 4.0. Okay, I didn't update mine yet. You can update this to 4.0, and this is the same exact thing as your remote controller on your Deus II. Not the same exact thing, but I'm talking about the software and the capabilities. This has the exact same capability, other than what it doesn't, as the remote. All right. What is the difference between this? Wait. Visual aids. It's time for visual aids. All my metal detectors hang on the wall behind my desk. All right. Now, this is a cool thing that I got. No old school. This is a modified attachment where I unscrew a bracket and then this pops off. But it's screwed in here. See you've got it's got a little sliding bracket here. It's got this slides down in here, and then behind this goes forward, and then you screw it tight. Never comes off. Cannot come off. You'll snap your detector in half if you hit something too hard. That's the bad thing. So this is a pop-off deal. Okay, so I have this. I have stereo headphones. I got stereo, okay? I have this used as a controller now, not as headphones. You can't put it on your ear and expect it to work unless you get the STs, okay? This is the old one. Connects to the stereo headphones, okay? So no matter what, you can use any controller updated to 4.0, any old controller updated to 4.0, as long as you have the new headphones. Now, if you want to wear this on your head, that's the only reason you need the new WS6 ST, is if you're going to wear this on your head as the headphones, which I do use this on I use this with the old headphones, but I hook it to the remote. I do not like detecting with just this on my head and no remote and just walking around like with audio only. Yeah, I use audio for detecting, but I verify the VDI number. I mean, it's mostly sound, yes, but I do look at the number. I mean, I look at the screen. I'm looking at signal strength on the screen. I'm looking at the number. I'm looking at my ferrous, at my horseshoe. I'm using all the tools, right? So yeah, this here. Actually, I'm glad I took this off the headphones because I'm probably not going to be using it on these headphones. If I do use this, it will be just this and these headphones. This hooked to these. I probably put this in my pocket, or maybe the wrist deal. The wrist deal's cool. I had one, but the band broke on it. Got a bad one. I actually contacted XP and they had a bad batch like a year ago of the wristbands for these. So I got to get another wristband, I think, now, because I might try that again. So I got to update this. Anybody have any questions updating? Did you have a pretty good success updating your machine? If you got them, did you guys get the stereo headphones too? Did you find them yet? Got mine from Serious Detecting. I recommend Serious Detecting. Adam at Serious Detecting called me, and because I was bugging the shit out of him, called me and told me they were in. Got on there. It's his second batch. So his first batch sold out in like, I guess, under an hour. Because I saw them on there. I saw them pop up, and they were already sold out by the time I called. By the time I put my order, thought I had time, and I didn't have any time. I also like to detect with this on my with just a remote on my hip, so that and it's upside down in the in my belt, and then when you look down at it, you pull it up, and it's right side up, and then you just flip it back down in the or maybe it's up like this, and you flip it out like this, and then you flip it back. So you detect with the remote. I like the lightness of just the stick with the coil. typically, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little when I'm like getting down and digging, like the thing unclips from my belt though, so I don't like that. Let's see. I only have the Manticore, maybe the Deus in the future. Oh, the Manticore's great. So here's my main. I use both. Okay, I use both with the XP Days 2. Okay, now I'm really excited for this new sound because I was leaning towards my Manticore a lot. Um, the Manticore, if you use your VDI looking for coins, especially, and I don't know if y'all are in the United States, everybody, but if you're looking for US coins, the Manticore separates out the coins via VDI better than the Deus 2 with the new software. The Deus 2 finds them 100%. It just gets me a little ticked off that sometimes, a friggin' copper penny will be ringing up the same as silver, you know, not on the Manticore. The Manticore separates it. I can tell a penny even from a dime, from a silver dime, from a quarter, from a silver quarter. I can tell those by the numbers. Basically. Now, yeah, uh, the soil condition changes that. Okay, especially the moisture content in the soil. Now, all my soil around here are pretty much about the same. Pennsylvania, it's all farmland soil. It's all, you know, it's got some minerals in it, but it's not terrible. It's pretty mild. Uh, all farmland soil. The whole area was farmed before it was ever developed here. I found an 1812 large cent in a baseball field that used to be farmland. So who knows where the heck that came from? There could have been a house out there. I mean, it could have been a house where I was detecting. Nobody knows around here what was there, 300 years ago. And yeah, this is all young compared to Europe, but for here, for the United States, it's a pretty old area. Goes back to the 1600s and well, late 1600s here where I live. 1700s all over the place. The houses are, you know, I would say most of the old houses around here were built in the 1800s, but a lot of 1700 stuff. A lot of 1700 stuff, and they were houses before the 1800 houses. They're already on their second house. Some of the towns around where I live in this county, the whole towns where they were founded in the early 1700s. Some of them, and you can find some old yards. Find some pretty cool stuff. But anyway, the Manticore, I like that about it the most. Okay, I don't think it's really 9 inch. Say I got a 9 inch coil for the Manticore versus the 9 inch Deus 2 coil. I don't think one's deeper than the other. Especially, I took them both to the beach. The Deus 2 is real deep on the beach, so the Manticore's not, if any, not much deeper than the Deus 2. But I think, at least, especially for more, when I say shallow targets, I mean like 6 to 8 inch targets. I think the Manticore gives a more accurate reading on VDI if you're interested in being accurate on VDI. Now, where the Deus 2 is really going to spank it, I mean, it is really going to crank away from the pack, is with this audio now and separation and being able to tell a good target from a bad target, and being able to tell iron now with this sound profile is, from what I'm seeing, is just incredible. So I went to Deus, but at 64, I'm wondering if that's too much to deal with. Deal with and learn. What say you? Live in Georgia. Okay, so I'm of the thought process. Okay, let me tell you this. Can you afford it without, putting yourself in a hurting? Then do it. Then do it. Get the best thing you can afford. Hell, you know, um, if anything, you're probably going to do less upgrades going forward, right? I mean, somebody that's going to be detecting for, you know, a long, long time, starting, a lot of people started out with a cheap one, but the Deus 2 is definitely not that bad. Now you want to stick with presets, especially. Even I'm going to stick with presets at first with the sound profiles until I figure out what I like and don't like. But you got 12 user presets to go with. Just go with that, and you don't even have to use this new complicated sound at first or ever if you don't want to. You can actually just use the old style days, use the old software, or not even software, but just use your basic functions on the Deus 2, but you're going to get the performance, okay? And the performance comes in your separation and just the speed of the thing. The thing is so fast at separating targets and also, ha- let me ask you a question here. Have you held a Deus 2 in your hand and swung it? Okay. If you've never held one in your hand and swung it, you're missing a weird experience. Okay, if you're used to a standard metal detector, if you're used to swinging this around, okay, it's my Manticore. It weighs 3 pounds. Okay, I'm just roughing it. Okay, if you're used to swinging this around, okay, 3 pounds, and now, okay, now you're going to this, which feels like nothing. Okay, you're going to this, and you're going to swing this around. Okay, this is 1.5 pounds. Okay. Actually, this coil weighs a couple ounces more than my nine-inch coil. But this with no remote, and you all the time can detect with no remote. Okay. Just use your headphones. Use this or the remote. Use whatever. Just put this in your pocket. Or okay, this is 1.5 pounds. This is a 0.5 pound. Okay. So you put this on, you're at 2 pounds. That's still opposed to 3 pounds. That's 1/3 less. Okay. And if you're doing without this, it's half. And I'm telling you, this thing just swings around like it's a toy. I mean, you feel like you're swinging an empty broomstick. Okay. And I have a bad shoulder. Okay. I have a bad shoulder right here. My right shoulder that I use to swing is bad. It's bad from a fall. I get shots. I get cortisone shots every 3 months in my shoulder for pain. Um, but I'll tell you what, it makes a big difference. That lightweight makes a big difference. Yep. Deus 2 doesn't continually improve. I mean, look at what they've done. That all the metal detectors Minelab put out. Okay. And I'm not against mine. I love Minelab. Okay. They're awesome. This Manticore is awesome. Okay. I love these equally. Okay. I really do, for different reasons. But think about it. How many XP metal detectors can you buy? One. You can buy the old one that's like 10 or 12 years old now, the Deus. Okay. I think this is 4 or 5 years old now. Four. Um, but they come out with one metal detector and they just improve upon it. They come out with a new coil. It's not just a new shape. It's the highest frequency in the world. Okay. Now they have the lightest metal detector. They have the highest frequency available on Earth. Okay. 120 kilohertz. It's the highest frequency coil on Earth. And it's already the lightest. And now they're the very first company ever to have two metal detectors on different ears. And that's what the stereo headphones do, by the way. They separate the Deus 2 into two metal detectors. You split your controller into two sets of settings. Kind of. You got to be on the one preset. You got to be on the same frequency selection. It can't run two frequency. It can't run two different whole frequency settings. Okay, you got to be on one setting of frequencies, either a certain multi-frequency or a single frequency, whatever. But you have different. The key here is reactivity. Different reactivity on different ears because it's running a multi-processor. It's running two processors, and then and sensitivity. You can have one ear at high sensitivity and one ear at low sensitivity. How weird is that? Totally different. You can totally separate out your sound profiles. You can have PWM on one and square or high square, and now they have low square, or you can have pitch on the other one. You could just do all kinds of crazy stuff there. And I'm real excited to try it. And really, it's going to take some time. I mean, you have to spend some time with this thing to get the hang of it, and for your brain to actually get the hang of processing two different things in different ears and understanding that, okay, I got deep targets coming into this ear, and I've got shallow targets coming into this ear, and now I'm going to swing. Okay, I'm swinging fast, and I get okay. Now I got a shallow target over here. Oh wait, what's that over here? I got a deep one. All right. What? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So that's what's really cool about XP. They're just innovating the hell out of it. Okay, Minelab, yeah, they have the 2D screen, which is unique to them too, which is great. It does really illustrate the your target ID better. It's a better illustration of the target ID than the XP, and I think it's maybe more precise at actually knowing what you're looking at before you dig it. Okay. But maybe not so much separation, maybe not so much telling if something's iron or not. The sound is definitely nowhere near what XP is doing. But it's good for other reasons. It may be said to be deeper. I think that depends on your coil. I think it depends on your ground conditions. Depends on a lot of things. It depends on your environment, how deep your metal detector goes. It depends, what settings. I mean, there's just, what frequency are you using compared to your ground condition, right? One frequency might work in a certain ground condition better the next day than it did the previous day in a different ground condition. And if that certain frequency might be deeper in this ground condition than this one, there's just a gazillion variables. How many people we have here? 5. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate it. It's pretty cool. I mean, I like doing this live. Totally new to me, really. So what else? What other questions? Does anyone have any other questions or subjects to talk about? You got to feed me some subject matter. I got cherry Pepsi Zero. Yummy. And my new microphone here, the Shure MV7 Plus. Got it for Christmas. Oops. Got that as Christmas present. One of my daughters. She's probably not watching this, but thank you. Maybe she'll watch it one day. She'll go back and watch it 20 years from now. So what else? What else do you guys do? I repair antique clocks. Antique grandfather clocks. And on modern grandfather clocks. That's why you see, the Pepsi. That's why you see the antique, that's why you see those clocks in my garage. There's grandfather clocks behind my head too. You see that? You'll probably hear some clocks going off if it strikes. Well, we got half hour, but on the hour. Well, I've been doing this for 30 minutes already. Holy crap. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Oh, we're up to 8 people. Hey, how's everybody going? How's everybody going? I did it again. How's everybody doing? What do we want to talk about? We've been talking about Manticores and Deus IIs and headphones and any questions, like questions that throw me a question that I can run with. I need subject matter, and I'd like to talk about something that's interesting to you. So I'm here. I'm here for you, right? I'm here to help. So, well, we're down to 6. Failed. I failed. Oh man. Well, I try. So, what is also cool here is there's some other features. So that with the headphones comes a chorus feature in the sound, and there's what they call morphing, which I'm not sure what that exactly is yet, or how that. I mean, I watched some videos on it, but that sounds pretty neat with the way that works. What's the new Nocta 2 all about? Okay, so the Nocta Legend. All right. I guess here's what Nocta did with the Legend 2. From what I understand, I don't have one. Okay, but I've watched some videos of it. Not too many people have it yet. It's just came out. It just came available. They had they came out, and I know there was a problem with the testing, and the testers had to send them back to Turkey and get them. They had to send them different ones. They had a hardware problem. No, not the problem. They didn't release it to the public with that problem. I'm not saying that. They released it. They sent them to their testers, and there was a problem. They had to go back. That's why the whole delay. Basically, okay, from what I see, basically they changed the VDI to go to 100, go to 99. Okay, the controller is much more user friendly than the old Legend. Okay, the old Legend, the worst thing about the old Legend were you couldn't see the buttons good. You couldn't tell which button was what very, very easily. And then all the interface in the remote were just all icons and 2 letter abbreviations. So if you have to get to know where everything is pretty much by practicing and carrying a cheat sheet with you. But anyway, with the new Legend 2, the display is bigger. Okay. They claim it to have more power. Don't know. Don't know if that means it's deeper or if it's just a more powerful interface or what that, more powerful is a lot of interpretation, right? But the screen is bigger. The screen looks a lot better. And the buttons layout is better. They changed the design of the coil, changed the design of the handle. They didn't put any crazy innovation into it. There's no new 2D screen or no XY screen, or there's no different frequencies. I don't even I kind of thought they would have done a little more after all the hype about a Legend 2. But hey, I'm not putting it down. It's the Legend is a great detector. I have one right there. But I don't use it in lieu of the Manticore. I don't have enough time to use the Manticore and the Deus 2 and the Legend. I just don't have enough time. I keep the Legend as a backup, or yeah, basically a backup, because even if me and a friend that doesn't have a metal detector go out, we're still taking the Deus 2 and the Manticore. But if I had 2 friends, Then if I had two friends, mm, if I had two friends and we were going metal detecting and they didn't have metal detectors either at all, then the legend would come with us. But anyways, what I'm getting to here is the Legend 2 is probably a great machine because they didn't decline from the Legends. They just didn't add as much as what I was thinking they would. So yeah, but Nocta is an awesome company. Tell you what, when I had a problem with my Legend, they took stellar care of me, um, above and beyond. You know, gave me a whole new shaft assembly. Didn't want the old one back just because of a little wobble in it. Now, sent me the they sent me a carbon fiber lower and middle shaft assembly for free, just because I had a wobble. So, Ronald, to answer your question, 64 is not that old. I would go for it, man. Go for whatever you can afford, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Get a used one. I just saw a Deus II go for used for like 400 bucks at an auction, which is way cheap. But and I didn't buy. I was gonna buy it and maybe resell it because I don't need two of them. But I didn't. I didn't worry about it. What else? What else? Well, hey, you know, uh, well, we're 40 minutes in. Anybody have any other questions? If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to hang on here. Have you ever? No, I have used an analog detector. I have uh, you know, the bounty hunter analog. Yeah, the bounty hunter's analog. I have a bounty hunter, the old bounty hunter that I started with. And I have a really, really old metal detector on the wall up there that's just sort of a wall hanging decoration. Can't say I've ever used it. And I had my dad's old one that just had one little meter. And do they unmask better? No, no. Not in my opinion. I mean, my opinion, they are totally a waste of time compared to what the technology is now. I mean, I can't I can't say I would go back to an analog ever. No, no, it was old technology. I don't believe that they separated anything better, let alone unmasked mass targets better. No, I don't think so. I don't, not in my opinion. But I don't have all kinds of experience with old analog detectors, so I can just say what my opinion is. That's right or wrong. All right, guys. Hey, listen. It's uh, it's 40 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Unless anybody has any last second subject matter, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So thank you. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody for joining. This was fun. I'll probably do this. I'll do this from time to time. Everybody have a great weekend coming up and swing away.